How the heck did we get here?
Girl got her secrets. Anyway.
Secrets? What the?
Don't worry about it. I told you we can't end this episode yet. You were so quick to end off Gurren Lagann last time.
You're right, yeah.
So now, I had to use my powers to make sure that we were in the same room because post-time skip, we needed to talk about this in person.
You are right about that. We did need to talk about this in person. A lot of stuff goes down.
A lot of stuff does go down. But I know we should probably start off with the usual, so I already know what you're going to ask me. Go ahead and ask me, Wes.
Alright. Hey, you want to know something?
Well, Wesley.
So, mark my words. This drill will open a hole in the universe. And that hole will drive a path for those behind us, for the dreams of those who have followed. Give us some. We need to give them a moment of silence.
Pour one out for the homies.
Right? The hopes of those who will follow. Those two sets of dreams weave, intersect to make a double helix.
Yes, yes.
Drilling a path towards tomorrow.
Yes!
And that is Tengen Toppa. That is
Gurren
Gurren
Lagann.
Lagann.
My drill is the drill.
That will create the heavens! So yeah, we're talking about Gurren Lagann today.
Well, I mean, we're continuing on with our discussion, because as I told Wes
From the last discussion, yeah.
You know, because as Wes is trying to end the episode so early.
Sorry.
We were talking about post-time skip.
Look, I don't need you getting on my back. I already got the anti-spirals coming for us anyway, so.
But, okay, so in all seriousness, we're going to be focusing on post-time skip, and maybe just some generalized things about the anime. Because the first part, we were just talking about pre-time skip. Because, I mean, that was a whole beast in itself.
Right.
The one thing I can say about post-time skip is that they do really treat it like a second season.
Yeah.
Even though it's super short. We have the opening song didn't change, but the opening animations have definitely changed. First off, that song's a freaking bop. You know, when they play that in the last episode, that's when the fight was getting freaking good. I was like, yeah!
Because like when Solera stays, it's actually the continuation. So the entire song is basically the first intro from the first episode, and then this one. So it's all one song. It's just different. It's just the second half of the song.
So freaking good, dude.
So yeah, I realized that after I went and downloaded the
entire
song.
That song is probably definitely going to go onto my playlist, and it'll be one of those songs I need to play whenever I just need inspiration for something. Because I can definitely say, you know, post-time skip, this anime is basically something to inspire you. And I think that's just the main message of this anime.
Yeah.
But before we get
inspired by it, but yeah.
Before we get to the, I guess, the message of season 2, not season 2, I guess to talk about, you know, before we go on to, like, you know, the whole season, the season as a whole. So the second part, we're 7 years in the future. First off, can we just talk about that compilation episode?
I mean, it was good. It was good. Don't get me wrong.
It was good. But that definitely really felt like, you know, something that you would see in a box set DVD. It's not something that would be considered an episode.
Just have someone just writing everything down.
I mean, I liked it because maybe that was like one of the planning processes and stuff like that. But that's definitely something you see on like a DVD menu, not packaged with the main season. Could you imagine when they showed this on prime time? Everyone's excited for episode 6. And it's just compilation episodes.
Just like, what the heck? You just see a random hand just drawing, and the interesting thing that the person was drawing was actually making the title.
Yeah.
For the show.
Like, that was really, really good. I like that. It's just really random how it happened.
Yeah, I was like, what in the world is going on here?
And the way that they were describing, like, the different characters and stuff like that, that was cute. That was very, very cute. Yeah. From a behind-the-scenes standpoint, that was a very cute episode. But then we get on to episode 17.
Yep.
When things really do hype up.
We jump 7 years into the future.
Simon is now the leader of the... Wait, hold on. How did you pronounce his name? Simon?
No, Simon.
Simon? Okay, I'm making sure.
Simon. So, one thing we also need to
well, I mean, we talked about it in the last episode.
There's a lot of people who haven't watched the last episode.
Well, okay then. They should watch the last episode.
Well, for those of you who haven't watched the last episode, so there are 2 different ways as to how we went about watching this. I went through the dub.
I went through the sub. I mean, because I just... The one thing I noticed is that it's very interesting how the that's another thing I want to talk about is the episode names, but we'll get into that. I was watching it through Crunchyroll because that was the one way I could watch it.
I was watching Hulu.
They took it off of Netflix because it was on Netflix.
Right? They took it off of Netflix. I was mad about that for days.
The only way that was available to me was through Crunchyroll, and Crunchyroll only has the Japanese dub.
Which I was still sad about.
But I mean, it was still a good watch anyway. Yeah. I still enjoyed it.
Well, you're still gonna enjoy it.
There was one part, but we'll get to that here in a moment. So, we're off in the future. Simon is the leader of the...
He is the Supreme Commander.
Oh, sorry. This is Supreme Commander Simon. And then we have Rasu, who is like his second in command. Which, this was interesting. There's a complaint about post-time skip. That would be something else that I address. But when this anime went from mecha robots, we're battling every day, to, alright, politics.
Yeah. Yeah, when it hit the politics, I was like, what the heck?
But, okay, so, I actually was intrigued by this, only because of what was the perceived backstabbing. So, when Rossio takes over, and Simon becomes a war criminal, like, oh my god. I'm thinking to myself, when this is happening, 18 episodes ago, we had young little Simon digging holes in the ground for his village to... He is now the leader of this society.
The funny thing is that the city's name is Communist City.
Yeah, no, I mean, they named it because of the man that, like, did everything. That was the one thing that really upset me, was when the crowd was mad.
They said, like, this is the guy! Take him down!
This is the guy! It's like, is this guy who did this? Take him down! He's the reason why the moon is falling. Here's the thing, right? Because, I forgot, I think before we get to that, I'm sorry, we're off the rails today. This anime makes you feel things. You go through a lot of emotions through this anime.
We already know about Nia. Precious girl Nia.
Precious girl Nia. So this is what happens. This is what got up to this point. Simon is the leader. He was told before pre-time skip that if the population... if the population of the apes on the surface reaches 1 million, the messenger from the moon will come down. Messenger from the moon will come down.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, we get to this point where everyone's coming up to live on the surface because they're realizing they don't have to live underground anymore. Because Lord Genome is gone. Yep. Simon is leader. Rossio
second in command.
Second in command.
Basically, almost everyone from Team Gurren.
Team Gurren is kind of like...
Is in the council now.
Is in the council, yes. Except for the mechanic woman, which honestly,
Except for Leita and Makin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those two got married.
Those two got married. Had 3 chillins. Right? They got 3 chillins. And they doing their own thing. I'm like, yo, the black siblings.
The black siblings?
They're all doing their own thing. Kita. I'm sorry. I'm having emotions right now. Kitan is
about to become an uncle.
Is on the council. His oldest sister just had a baby.
Right?
Then the middle sister is with the oldest sister because of said baby. She's just helping out.
Yeah.
She married one of the guys that was on the original Gurren.
She married Dayaka.
Yeah. Dayaka. Their names, some of their names are hard. Like Artenborough. Like when you see the name actually spelled out, I'm like, oh my god. And then Bolenball. So Volleyball, and then his twin brother. Oh no! Boom!
We hit him hard. We hit him hard good.
Yes. Those two are in sync, and it's hilarious to me.
Or like when they're on the phone. Quit complaining and let us do our job.
So I mean. Gurren Lagann, they're either like councils, high councils on the main thing, or they're just kind of like going off and did their own thing.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's pretty cool that they, they didn't feel the need to kind of stick together.
I mean, even Yoko just up and left.
Yoko left. She freaking dipped.
She was like, yeah,
she went off on some...
She's like, I'm not cut out for the government stuff. Y'all got this.
Yeah, y'all got this. You can handle this. She freaking got up and went to an island and was like, I'm going to teach kids.
Yep.
Yo, freaking good on you. When I saw her show up as a teacher, I was like, Yoko? She's like, yo, my name is Yomiko. And I'm like, Yomiko? So everyone's doing their own things, and then crap hits the fan when the black sister, she had her baby. Population popped 1 million. Yep. Oh my god. Well,
Anna was the 1 millionth person.
Anna was 1 millionth person. So,
and then the freaking Nia gets taken.
Nia gets taken, and she gets corrupted. And it turns out she is...
weirdest of ways. It just happened like that. Like, she just looked up, and it almost gave me vibes of Dragon Ball Z.
I actually know what it gave me vibes of. It gave me vibes of she was Aleda, or what was the name of the chick from Code Lyoko, the one that can control the digital world?
Oh, you're talking about Aelita.
Aelita. She did it to Aelita, corrupted Aelita.
Oh my god.
So she gets corrupted. It turns out she is the messenger of the anti-spirals because her data is them. And I'm like, what? And I was like, Lord, you know, why?
She was born on Earth, but she has the DNA of the freaking anti-spirals.
Like, okay. So this was just pulled out of nowhere. So I was like, okay, that's happening now. Mm-hmm. The anti-spirals are attacking. Simon does what Simon does, and turns out it wasn't the best course of action.
He went in blindly and ended up destroying almost half the city.
Rossio was like, you need to go in with a plan, and we have like the new Gurrens and stuff like that. It was a bunch of...
We have the ground unit, what they call the ground pearls.
Yes, or something like that.
Yeah.
And we have that Simon acts rashly, and he doesn't think about it. Causes a lot of damage and stuff like that. Everyone gets
grown soft.
People's grown soft. They're grown accustomed to this new life. And then Simon has to talk with Nia after she's been corrupted. And as they're talking, little does he know the whole conversation is being
recorded and shown. Lagann,
yeah,
so.
Is being. Well, no, it wasn't due to Lagann.
Well,
every time Nia speaks or she wants to produce a message, she'll just control the broadcast system whenever she wants. Because apparently she can do that. What? Okay.
Well, because like when it was Simon speaking, you know how like it instantly went over to Simon, but there's no camera. The only camera that's actually there is from Lagann.
But it wasn't Lagann doing the recording.
No, I know that.
I know.
I'm saying that like how are we gonna get Simon's reaction to this if she didn't control Lagann to get
Well, I mean, technically, yeah, because they created Lagann.
Yeah.
It was weird. But, so, I mean, at the same time, we found out that Rossio has a biocomputer, which is just Lord Genome's head. Okay.
Right? You're just like, oh, the one thing that made him mad was when Kitan comes running in. He is like, don't enter without permission. I do what you're doing in here anyway.
My guy, you being suspect. He's like, have you not seen the news? Turn on the TV. And because, Rossio was just like, we can't let the public know that the moon's going to crash into us in 3 weeks. And Kitan was like, too late, buddy. Bow.
They already know.
Nia said it, and she's like, the moon's going to come crashing down? So, public panic, understandable. They now blame Simon, and I'm like, what? Yep. This was the part of the anime that I got super
mad.
Simon saved you. Simon saved you.
Right? He saved a lot of you.
He saved a lot of you. A lot of you, yes, probably some of y'all had really peaceful lives underground.
Mm-hmm.
Understandably so. I understand that. But there was also a lot of villages that weren't in good conditions.
Right.
AKA Rossio's village, where it's like we can only have a population of 50.
Yeah.
Then we have to send.
Village, yeah.
Then we have to send off our the person. We have to do a
Yeah, the drawing of straws.
We have
pretty
to do
much.
A drawing of straws.
They took the 2 youngest people. They're like, all right, kick them out.
Kick them out.
They took Gimme and Dari, 2 kids who know nothing, and they just said, all right, leave.
You're gonna get kicked out. I'm just kind of like, what the heck, dude? So I mean, yes, some people want to continue living on underground. They're too afraid for the new society. Completely understandable. We should have just left them underground if they wanted to be underground.
Right. And then we also get the fact of, Viral is now over here trying to actually save people who want to live underground.
And, you know, they're like, oh, you're a war criminal, or you're against the state. So this is turning into a, as one person on YouTube has said, I can't remember the name, but we will post I'll send Wesley the link so he can post it in the description if you want to see this. This is a very utilitarian view of how society should run. Because Rossio, he wants everybody above ground. He wants everybody to follow the rules so that it's easier for society to continue living. Simon was like, wait, why are we taking these people out of ground? I thought we agreed that if they wanted to live underground, we could do that. They can live underground. We're not forcing people. That's the thing that he doesn't want to do, is force people.
Yeah, because the last thing he said, he was like, well, this is what you did in that village. Are you really trying to repeat the same thing?
Yeah.
So, Simon makes a good point, though.
Simon makes a good point. But continue on with, like, the progress of post-time skip.
Oh, yeah, then they also decide, since Simon now has destroyed half the city.
Yeah, since he's destroyed half the city.
He's destroyed half the city, and then, you know, the townspeople, city folk,
everyone's blaming
they're
him.
like, yo, Simon now has to be put to death. We want Simon, and we want him now.
They want him dead, and I'm just like, he is the one that has saved you. Mm-hmm. So now he's a war criminal, he's been arrested, he's being put to trial, and, you know, he does a couple of missions before he gets, you know, ultimately put in jail.
And because, like Rossio said, he was like, yo, you were now going to be put on trial, because now it's the law.
Yeah, now, you know, we're making law, so we're creating something akin to a police state.
Yeah.
Where it's like, we are ruling and we know what's best for you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's when I got pissed, but
I kind of got mad when he brought up, when he brought up, not Keaton,
Kamina,
yeah.
Oh,
and when he was like, yeah, I think it was a good thing that Kamina died. And I was like, whoa, you don't say that, my guy.
We
calm down.
We don't casually say that. That's not something that we just say.
Right?
That's so messed up.
And then the last thing he tells freaking Simon, he's like, oh, have you learned nothing from his death? And I'm like,
have you learned nothing from
his? What are you doing? Like, Simon sat here, he went through a whole depression phase. He sat here, not only went through that, saved a girl, being Nia.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we went through all that. What you mean, did you learn nothing from his death? Yeah, we learned lots. Like,
you've learned a lot.
I wanted to slug him in the face right then and there.
I was really upset. But, you know, we have to continue.
I will get my slug in the face eventually.
There is a slug in the face. Don't worry, we're getting to that. So, then we continue on. Because Rossio is like, okay, fine, we'll save humanity through logical ways. Wow, logic.
Oh,
okay.
Like when he was on...
In this world where we throw logic to the wind.
You're right. That's just the way Team Tiger rolls.
That's the way Team Tiger freaking rolls, man. We throw logic to the wind and make the impossible possible. Believe in the me that believes in you.
But like, there was the one like when they're on trial, right?
Yeah.
And then you get a call from Littner Village, and Littner is now under attack by the Mugon.
Yeah. That's the name of the new. Yeah.
And so, you know, I felt bad for Daiga, because he was like, what happened to Littner? What happened to Littner? Because that's his village. I feel for the man.
And they're freaking dead.
Right? And then, you know, Simon's like, alright, let me go out and log on. And it's like, oh, because you're going to try to escape? No, because I want to help.
Like, Simon just wants to help.
Well, you got the other dude over here being like, oh, you're trying to atone for your sins? Well, dude, shut up.
Shut your mouth.
Like, and then I mean, Simon was the one who said, fine, then just wire me with explosives, why don't you? He makes a good point, because if you wire it with explosives, if Simon tries to dip, all you gotta do is just push a button. That means, I mean, yeah, you don't have Gurren Lagann anymore, but then that also means, you know, you're basically killing two birds with one stone. And then you got Keanon freaking coming into coming into the cockpit, and then she's like, yeah, I volunteered for this, and I'm like, excuse me?
But, so I don't want to hang up on this too much, because I kind of want to do...
Her personality took a 180.
Her personality, yeah, she really did make a complete change.
Right.
But, not to, like, stay on one point for too long, because I know that we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
So, we're gonna skip, I guess, past the whole... Because we are about 20 minutes in already. Mm-hmm. So we're not going to go over the full summary, but basically...
Okay, look, we fought the Mugon. We finally know who the anti-spirals are.
Well, kind of.
And then we
Rocio's plan fails.
Simon
comes in to save the day.
The moon. Yeah, because the moon finally actually looks... Moon is actually a gunman.
Yeah, I mean, we have that. So, Simon comes in, he saves the day. The moon's a gunman. We take over the moon. That's a normal phrase to say now.
Take over the moon.
Take over the moon. Rocio tries to commit unalive.
The moon is a freaking, the cathedral.
So we do that, and then we find out that we can teleport through space. We slug Rocio in the face to stop his unaliving.
Yep.
Then we go off into space.
Best thing you could ever hear is, let me see you grit those teeth.
Let me see you grit those teeth. Yow! That's when the slug in the face happens. Then we're like, alright, we're gonna fight God. And then we go off and we fight God.
Literally.
We throw some universes. We come back.
We legit throw hands.
We legit throw hands. Yoko kisses a second guy. She kisses Keaton. Keaton freaking dies. Like a hero.
He went out in a blaze of glory, but then he was sat there and told Gimme and Dari, don't go out in a blaze of glory. We do what we have to because we want to. That's just the way Team Gurren rolls. And I'm like, oh my god.
So then, we save Nia. We fight God. We come back.
Take the girl.
we take the girl. Freaking Simon and Nia gets married. Cena.
Combine Simon and
Nia. They get married.
Is that gonna be the name of their kid?
Shut up. Well, they can't have a kid.
If they had a kid.
Because you know why? Nia gets Thanos. And then, Simon is like,
all right. Samurai Jack approach.
And then Simon was like, all right, Gimme. He passed the mantle. And then freaking Simon says, bye.
He said, I am just Simon the Digger now. And then Yoko throws him the ring. And he catches it. I like the way that Simon, at least, when he sat there, he buried her next to Kamina.
Yeah.
Which I thought was nice. I thought it was nice.
No, I mean, it is nice. I'm just upset. So now, let's talk about Gurren Lagann as a whole. Why?
Oh, then you get an older Rossiu.
Who looks just like Father What's-His-Face.
Father Magin? Yeah.
Father Magin. I'm like, what the? Alright, so now.
Other spiral races out in the freaking universe, galaxy, whatever.
Anyway, we're interspatial now.
Yep.
So now, let's talk about Gurren Lagann as a whole. Why is the two main people who find romance, those who I was like, yes, you found romance, freaking gets cucked?
Such a shame.
It's such a shame. Freaking Yoko.
Like, at first you want Yoko to be with Kamina.
Yoko kisses Kamina.
Bites the bullet.
Kamina freaking gets stabbed and dies.
And then
you're like Kitan goes in and he kisses Yoko. She doesn't fight back. She kisses him back. All of a sudden he's like, bye. He's dead.
She hugged him. And then she is like, you're doing this because you want to. But then, when they're sitting there trying to perceive space dimensional type thing, and then he says,
one of the channels,
and then he says, that dress looks beautiful on you. And
oh my god, I don't even want to talk about I won't even talk about the multispatial, the multidimensional thing. That was crazy to me. I was like, what in the world? That was crazy. I was like, we're back at episode 1. No, we're not. God, the freaking Simon and Kamina are just common thieves.
Right.
Okay.
No, but the thing I was trying to say was when Keaton sat there, because he was he took the drill that broke off of
that broke off of energy.
That broke off of Gurren Lagann, and he goes, I was keeping this as a good luck charm. And I was like, yo, what? And he goes, this is this is our soul. In actuality, this is my soul. And I was like, all right, Keaton, what you doing? He goes, and then he does his own version of Geek and Drill Break. And I was like, okay.
Giga Drill Break.
And he goes, Giga, Keaton, Drill Break! And I was like, alright, Keaton, alright, I see you. And then he goes, launch the missiles now! And then it just jams, and I was like, oh no. And then everyone's like, he went out for nothing. And they're like, no, what's the heat signature? Oh, it's still there. And you just see Keaton now. I was like, okay, Keaton. Okay, and then he goes, so this is spiral power, huh? Very cool indeed. And I was like, Keaton.
And then he freaking dies, and I'm just like, Yoko, no. And then we save Nia, and I'm like, okay, great. Then Nia's like, yep. I mean, my physical form won't last longer anymore. And I'm just like, And then,
because when they sat there and fought when they fought the anti-spirals, because the anti-spirals were like, yeah, we'll fight you on a fair playing field. Literally, let's throw galaxies at each other.
Yeah, we're just gonna throw hands.
And then,
but like Nia knew she was gonna die, and I'm just like, come on, dude.
Cause they shot the anti-spiral homeworld, and I was like, so what happens? Like in my mind, I was like, what would happen if we kept the anti-spiral homeworld? And can we just take that and bring it to Earth?
No, because the anti-spirals are all about, we're keeping you down because we don't want to have hope.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to keep Nia alive. That was what I was trying to do.
I know you were trying to keep Nia alive.
I wanted to keep Nia alive.
I'm just upset by the fact that two of the people who I'm just like, yes, they finally found romance. I felt bad for the both of them. Because let me tell you what Yoko did in season 1, in pre-time skip, when she messed with Simon's head, because, Simon fell in love with Yoko. Yoko fell in love with Kamina. Kamina was Kamina. Didn't even realize somebody loved him until Yoko was like, yo, kiss.
Right? Jeez.
And he said, don't worry, I'm going to pay you back at 10 times. And I'm like, oh. But I already knew. I knew. So I came into this knowing Kamina dies. But the fact that he died at episode 8, I was like, oh my god. So,
yeah.
And then, because of you, because I asked you, okay, so I asked this boy for spoilers. I knew Keaton was going to die. I didn't know that Keaton was going to kiss Yoko. So I didn't know, her kiss-to-kill ratio.
Kiss-to-kill ratio?
Is 2 for 2 right now. She's deadly. Don't kiss her. Most likely you going to die. That's why she went off to become a teacher. She's like, I ain't falling in love.
Oh, and then you had what was the kid's name? You had Misha, you had Milsha, the girl, and then you had the guy that the boy that she liked, and so he ended up enlisting with Gurren Lagann.
Oh yeah, oh my god.
And I was like, yo, and he actually calls him back.
Nice when we did a second time skip. That was pretty cool.
And he was like, he sat there and he calls Yoko back, and he goes, hey, look, I enlisted it with, to go with Gurren Lagann. I was like, yo, okay. And then you
That's
actually
pretty
see,
dope.
I know I'm jumping straight into the future, but, we have we literally saw Gimme and Dari together with a ring.
Oh, I didn't even see the ring. Mm-hmm. So they got married?
Mm-hmm.
I
saw the ring, because the ring was on Dari's finger.
So here's the thing. I didn't really think that they would get married, because I think they probably saw themselves more as siblings. In my mind, I thought they saw themselves more as siblings than as, romanceable things.
Yeah.
Because, they basically grew up together. They were orphaned together, so they were treated like siblings by the village. So, I didn't notice the ring, so that's actually pretty interesting to me.
Yeah, because throughout all of the post-time skip and everything.
Yeah, post-time skip?
Well, any time that Dari would talk to Gimme, she would always be blushing.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah. So
I didn't notice it because I was so focused on the action.
She would always be blushing, and then she'd be like, hey, she's always the voice of reason when it comes to both of them.
Yeah, because Gimme can't think for... Well, Gimme is a lot like Kamina, where it's action first, thinking later. Yeah. Or thinking never.
And then, because the only time he actually thought was when he went and he grabs Dari, And he goes, "We're going back together." And she goes, "You do realize you're gonna die?" And he's like, "So?"
He's a shut up.
He's like, "As long as we're together, that's all that matters." And I was like, "Aw, that's sweet.
That's so sweet.
That's sweet." I was like, "Forget about you two going out in a blaze of glory."
So, let's talk about Gurren Lagann, because there are some things I want to bring to your attention that I feel like might be important to say, especially because of how long this episode is going so far.
One question that I do have for you.
All right, ask me.
Was this sad? And if so, why was it sad?
Okay, so sad for the fact that we've lost people that I didn't want to lose, but overall this was a very happy anime because of the results. We went through so much oppression. The stakes kept rising higher and higher. Like, we just want to get out the village. Okay. All right, now we have to fight against gunmen. Okay, now we have to fight against 3 gunmen. We got to fight against a gunman that has 16 faces. We have a rival, Viral. He's our main antagonist. Then we're fighting against a general. Now we're fighting against 2 generals. Oh my god, we're going against Lord Genome. Alright, cool. So now we have our own society. What's next? We gotta fight the moon. Alright, what happens after we fight moon? We fight God!
We fight God!
Okay.
I get that.
But basically, oppression keeps going. Even after we fought God, we found out there's something more beyond that. And even, Simon is like, you think we're stupid? Is it, yeah, we might be humanity, but we're not stupid.
Yeah.
We know how we will find a way.
Yeah.
And it's just the fact that they never gave up hope. Yes, we lost people. We lost Daigurren. Most of Daigurren.
Yeah.
We lost Kamina. We lost Nia. We've lost people that are very, very, very important to us.
Yeah.
But we don't stick to that.
Yeah.
We have to move forward. That is Daigurren. That's how Daigurren rolls.
Yeah.
Is that we don't just stay stuck on that. So I've had to learn to do that in real life too. Because this hits home to me because it was something that I personally dealt with when my grandfather passed away. He was a very important role model in my life, and he was somebody that I really, really looked up to. He's basically my father, in a way. So when he passed, the one thing he told me was, he was basically Kamina to me. He said, "Don't be sad. Whenever I pass," because he didn't realize that he was dying at that point. Whenever I pass, don't cry. Don't be sad for me. There are things you can do in the future, so keep moving forward, is basically what he was telling me to do. I became Simon after my grandfather died, because it was one of those things that I could not even comprehend. I'm like, he's dead. But my mind was like, no, he's not. He can't be dead. He said that he'd be there for you, and so it was a struggle, but I moved forward. Even after my grandmother passed away about 7 years after that, I had to learn to keep going and not just keep stuck on the fact that, hey, they're dead.
Yeah.
Like, yes, it is a fact, but it's not so much taking over my life how it used to. So, that really hit home to me. So now for you, the same question. Was this sad for you? And if so, why?
I mean, yeah. Sad, the fact of, like you said before, like, we've lost, we lost, a lot of people. I'm not gonna name them off, but we both know who we lost.
Yeah.
It's like, it's rough. And it's like, once someone is gone, it's like, you want them to still be there. And it's like, you can hear them, and it's like, anytime you turn around, they're not there. Now, I've never actually technically dealt with a personal death in my life.
Yeah.
I mean, the only one that comes close was my grandma's husband, not my grandpa. But I rarely knew the guy. I only knew him when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But,
so it didn't hit you that hard.
Yeah, and so, but like, going from being, like, for me, at least, like, don't really know how to put this, but it's like death for in my case, right? It's like, you know, like I guess they were kind of like in a marriage relationship type deal, you know, when the parents split.
Yeah.
And it's like now you're only depending on one person instead of trying to depend on both.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to pick up the slack of what the other parent left behind.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, so it's like I have to pick up the slack, even though my dad wasn't around. It's like, okay, I have to start being the man of the house. Even though I'm still a kid, I have to be, you know, I have to at least act like I'm in charge. I at least know what's going on.
So for you, it's like a metaphorical death of a father role.
Yeah, I mean, my dad's still around. But,
well, yeah, your dad is still around, but he's not like around, like not all the time.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's why it was kind of sad for me, because like in that sense, I became Simon at times, and at times I became Ka'shenia, because I had to slug myself at one point, because I'm like, yo, it's only you. I mean, yeah, it's you and your brother, but your brother's still a kid.
You gotta grit those teeth.
Like I gotta keep moving forward no matter what. And so the only people I could rely on was either my mom, or my friends, or my friend group, or sometimes my church. But that's not here nor there. But I had to have that close connection like Gurren has.
Yes.
So yeah.
I can see that. So now here are some other things that I'd like to bring to your attention about Gurren Lagann, and maybe why this is probably like seen as like a masterpiece. So I mean, this anime is seen like a masterpiece. There is a lot that could be seen as why this was so effective and why a lot of people consider this a gem within the anime sphere kind of thing. Yeah. So one, I mean, we look at the timeline when this came out. This came out early 2000s.
2007, I believe?
Yes. Yeah. 2007, 2008. Before this, in 1990, we had Eva, another mecha anime.
Yeah.
To do a comparison, because basically this was made by the same team. Eva was all about the deconstruction of humanity, but it's mostly focusing on the destruction. So Eva focused more on the destruction of humanity, while Gurren Lagann was the construction of anime.
Yeah.
So I personally have not watched all of Eva. Have you?
I know there's the latest one that came out, which was like Thrice Upon a Time or something like that, which is like the actual end of Ava, like the end of Ava.
Let's not talk about the end of Ava.
I haven't watched that one, but I'm pretty much caught up to Ava.
I was gonna say, let's not talk about the ending of Ava, because as far as I know, it's very controversial.
Yeah.
A lot of people wanted a specific ending, so the animator was like, okay, gives you the ending, destroys it entirely. Is it a dream? We broke Akira's mind or something like that, right? Not Akira. What is his name? Shinji.
Getting the robot Shinji.
Getting the robot Shinji. Crack that soldier boy Shinji. Dude. I'm so glad you know that meme. But so, I mean, Shinji's aversion to everything, basically.
Yeah.
Because of the way that he was raised and stuff like that. Like I said, I seen like I think they're considered episodes, but they were like 45-minute episodes. The Eva show is Neon Genesis Evangelion is just a weird show, in all honesty.
No, you're right. It is. We deal with angels. We deal with.
I mean, angels. Okay, so
cloning.
To be a very specific thing, the team of pilots for the Eva units, that's basically Daiguren. Pretty much. Yeah. Shinji is supposed to be our Simon, or Simon is Shinji, basically. Seeing as how Shinji came first. So we have to relate things back, because Ava was the first one to actually do this.
So Simon basically would have been Shinji in this scenario.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when we're comparing things back and forth, we're seeing how...
Does that mean Asuka would have been Kamina?
Was Asuka the one that was trying to, quote-unquote, build up Shinji? Because let's be honest.
That's a good... Yeah, no.
As from what I told...
No, it wasn't her.
Because from what I was told, by the end of Eva, no one in that original team talked to each other. Shinji went off. Right. He never got back into the robot. Everyone was like, whatever. We found out the chick that Shinji liked turned out to be a clone of his mother that his father made intentionally for the purpose of messing up his mind.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
That was weird. I will say that one was
Asuka
weird.
wants to sleep with older men. Okay.
That was weird too. I'm not gonna lie.
That was weird.
Only good thing that came out of Ava was the you two have to be in sync when you fight this one enemy. That was the only... It was a dance sequence, but it was good.
It was a dance routine, my dude.
But it was so good.
But I mean, like, just looking back at Ava, it was basically humanity is worse, or no. Everyone was so willing to lose their identities to go on living that what's the point of being human when the point of humanity is your differences? So then now we're going to go to... I was going to say Daigurren. We're going to go on to Gurren Lagann, where our individualities is what makes us great. Yeah. We're always building up for something. We're not being beaten down, because let's look at it. We were in a city in Ava. We never really left that city. Right. We never felt any ambitions to go anywhere. And we stayed stationary.
It's like everything came to us.
Yeah, everything came to us. We didn't go to them. You know, we settled. In Gurren Lagann, until post time skip, we were always on the move. Yeah. We were in a village. Okay, we got out that village. And then we got out into the world. And then we realized that we have a team. Okay, cool. Now we're going to move around, meet different peoples, go to a different village. You know, it was always, we're moving somewhere. We're moving towards the danger. Like not letting the danger come to us.
Always got to keep moving and the danger will follow.
Yeah, the danger will follow, or we follow, because we would always have, all right, this is the point we want to go to because this is where we have to go to next. Yeah. When we were fighting the general, we seeked out the general. We didn't let the general find us. Yeah. Because that's just super cool. Like, you know, I was thinking to myself, like, hey, wait, did we really find the general? First general didn't come to us. We went to the general because he was using the the map that was installed onto Lagann. Yeah. Yeah. Because of Liron. Liron was able to find the map, and he was like, all right, so it's pointing to this point. And that's how he was able to find the general, and that was also how he was able to find Lord Genome and stuff like that. We just always kept moving until we got post-time skip, but then, you know, that's when we were at the same status. We also
fight Anamandra, Adine, Sidomandra, all the different generals. So, yeah. It's like we went out to find, Adina came and found us. Yeah. Adina was the only one who came out.
We never settled. We always was going for more. And even then, it wasn't like a greed type thing. It was, we're building ourselves up from basically nothing. Yeah. Because we literally lived in holes in the ground. We need to be able to... There's a sky that's beautiful. We should see this sky. We should not be hindered by a ceiling.
Yeah, because as Kamina always said, up on the surface there ain't no ceiling until the moon started falling.
And then we got rid of that ceiling.
We literally had to get through another ceiling.
But we broke through that ceiling. Then we found out that the anti-spirals basically created a metaphorical ceiling for us. And even the anti-spirals weren't on their way to us at that moment. But we said, no, we're not going to wait for them to come to us. Right. Well, how are we going to find them? We'll find a way because we're going to them. Like, that was always the thing, was we are always going forward. Yeah. So, like I said, that's going to be the end of my comparisons to Ava because, like, I haven't watched Evangelion.
Yeah, I've only, in all honesty, I've only watched Neon Genesis Evangelion once.
I've only watched like 2 episodes, paying attention to it. I fell asleep, woke up on episode 4. We'll say 4. I don't know. So, I don't know.
That was me paying attention. Like, for me, I was paying attention to everything, but I only watched it one time.
It's really weird. I'm gonna have to, like, sit down and actually watch it one day. Will it be soon? I don't know. I don't think so. But let's go on to the criticisms, because like I said, even though a lot of people say that, like, this is like, oh, this is a masterpiece, it's flawless.
Explosions everywhere.
Explosions everywhere. Let's talk about the cons that some people have with this.
Okay.
So, this is one question I have for you, because actually I felt the opposite of this one. According to this one YouTuber, Aki Deers, not Aki Deers, I'm wrong, Glass Reflection.
Yeah.
Glass Reflection, he once said that, post time skip, the first 3 episodes of post time skip. I was like, wait, is it time?
It's gonna.
Yeah.
Post time skip. Oh. Okay, cool. It's not recording.
Okay. Because I know we're gonna have to end here soon, because we're getting close to an hour.
Yeah.
But so, post time skip is... Okay. Post time skip is a drag.
Mm.
So let me ask you, was it like that for you? Like, did it drag things down for you? Like, the first 3 episodes, before they were just like, alright, explosions again.
Before we went into the time skip?
Post time skip, according to Glass Reflection, post time skip, first 3 episodes after the time skip was a little bit of a drag because they were so focused on politics.
Oh, okay. So, at that point, I was like, no, because I just wanted to see what was going to happen.
Same. The suspense of Rossio actually kept me going.
Because, like, you know, I was like, okay, there's a time skip. What is going on here? Are we older? Did we just up and just die off screen?
No,
do we have a new set of characters that we follow? Because most times, if there's a time skip, sometimes we have another cast of characters that we follow, and then we meet the older cast.
Well, this one was more or less. Well, these characters have grown.
Yeah, but
in the words
I'm drawing from other media. Here,
I know, just in the words that one line from your notes. Give me a diary. Sure have grown.
Because, like, you know, it's like, and you know, going off of that one sentence that they have grown shows the fact of, this is who we were in the past. We went through all that. The past does not define us, does not define our future. We will move forward towards tomorrow.
Yes.
You know, in search of what we want to go after with our own hands.
Yeah.
So, like, it wasn't a drag. No.
Yeah. Same thing. I would have to say that it wasn't so much of a drag for me because I was really interested the suspense of Rossio and what he was doing, because I was just kind of like, is he betraying? Is he going to become our new antagonist? Mm-hmm. But no, he very much like Simon was just trying to save humanity.
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of people, because I remember reading the comments when Rossio was like, you're sentenced to death. I remember reading the comments, and somebody in the comments on Crunchyroll was like, does anybody else want to put a bullet through Rossio's head? Now, I felt anger towards him, because at the moment, I was like, I know you're trying to do the right thing, but you're going about it in the wrong way.
Yeah.
He wants to save humanity, but he was so willing to just let other people die. But if you think back to his village, that was the whole point, was we could only have a select amount of people. Mm-hmm. And he did not anticipate the ambush that was up there. Who could have?
Right.
We didn't think that. So, am I mad at Rossio? I was mad for a little bit, but that was because of emotions. But when I think back to it, I know that all he was trying to do was protect. And even Kinon said, you should have seen how he was when he sentenced you to death. Because she went to go check up on him, and he was crying.
Yeah.
Because he knew that he just sentenced his best friend to death because he wants to do what's right.
Yeah.
So no, I'm not angry. I understand I was upset at the time, but I'm understanding, and I know why he did the things that he did.
Yeah.
So, there we go. What are some other flaws? I guess one of the things I could say is powers happened that...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how did we know that Lagann was going to be able to combine into Gurren? We didn't. Kamina literally...
the coolest things, though.
Kamina literally just shoved Lagann on top and was like, here we are.
Right? Like, he was just like, alright, see, we have two faces, too. Like, okay,
No.
what you doing?
Oh, he's like, that's our plan. I'm like, okay. And then it turns out Lagann can combine into different robots. Okay. Guess we're just gonna pull that out of nowhere, but sure, that can happen.
The fact that now everything has spiral energy.
Spiral energy, that's another thing. Or the fact that, we find out that Lagann can absorb the attacks from the anti-spirals and basically blast it back at them.
Yeah.
I guess we can do that now. Sure, that's fine.
Right? I was like, when he took the attack from the moon, from the surface of the moon, and threw it back at the moon, I was like, my dude, why are you holding a freaking spirit bomb made of purple energy?
That was, when I saw that, literally, I was like, oh, we've created a spirit, but yeah, we can create spirit bombs now. I guess that's a thing. So, powers happen that we're just kind of like, alright, well, I guess this power is a thing now.
Yeah.
Okay. The action moved kind of fast for me. There were parts where I was just like, the plot's progressing really quickly. And I know why it needed to progress quickly, because we're actually going through a large span of time.
And the fact that we are now trying to defeat absolute despair.
Yeah, we're defeating an emotion. We're defeating a concept.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the multi-dimensions?
Right?
Sorry, I'm still stuck on the multi-dimensions, dude. Like, that was just weird.
It was.
Well, what are some cons for you?
I don't really know. I mean, like, I guess when it comes to, like, the multi-dimension, when you perceive the multiple dimensions. So, the one thing I didn't understand was that it's like, when each dimension is being perceived, how are you able to perceive the dimension if you're already stuck inside of it?
That's the point, is that... Okay.
Because it was like...
Let me explain it like this. Wesley, when you're dreaming, do you realize you're dreaming? In order for you to realize you're dreaming, you have to realize, hey, this thing is not part of reality. So let me explain something. There's a concept called lucid dreaming.
Been there.
Basically, in order for you to start lucid dreaming, like controlling your dreams, you have to realize you're in a dream.
Mm-hmm.
Once you break that perception, then it's under your control. Reality is that of which you...
That's what they meant. Okay.
Reality is that of what you perceive.
Okay.
That's why when Thanos took the reality stone, he said reality.
Because at that point, when it was just Lord Genome and the anti-spiral was just talking to one another, I understood not a lick of nothing of what they were talking about.
I understood it. I understood it. I understood it on the surface level. But the depths in which they went... Also, because I was watching it in Japanese, trying to read and watch what was happening all at the same time, it confused me. I'm sure if I listened to the English, I'd probably understand it a little bit more.
Mm.
But yeah, basically, when you're stuck in a reality, your brain is like, this is reality, this makes sense, there's nothing wrong here. It's not until you can break it, like an outside factor. For instance, Kamina, the real Kamina, coming in saying, hey, I am the paramount of masculinity. Mm-hmm. Would you rather follow me?
Or would you rather follow him? Yeah.
If you're more than welcome to follow him if you want to.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to choose.
Yeah.
Like, it took the influence of Kamina to come in to be like, that isn't... Also, he almost broke reality because he realized he needed that drill to open up the casket, the box.
Yeah.
And when he realized he didn't have that drill, a part of him was like, something's not right here. That's what started breaking his reality.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was the only one. I still want Nia to be back alive, though.
Yeah, same. But I understand her death was needed.
Yeah. Why you gotta pull a Samurai Jack on us?
So long, Samurai.
But I don't think I actually had any actual cons. I was mainly just inspired yet again to create another story, but that was pretty much it.
I mean, this is a very inspirational type of anime, and I can see why a lot of people look up to it. I do see the cons, and I understand a little bit about the cons, but, you know, to each their own. So, that's it. Now we can finally end it. Now we can finally say, okay, we're done. Because you were so quick to end it, and I was like, Wesley, no, we still got post-time skip.
Not anymore!
Not anymore, because look, we're almost an hour in. But anyway.
How do we end this off?
How do we end off such an epic anime? Honestly, I don't know.
Well, you know what? 1, a like, comment, and subscribe. Please. We would really appreciate it.
And 2, we hope you all enjoyed your visit to the Underground Geek Shack. See you guys!